All right, here we go. We're going to drop a little more news on you guys today. It's Friday, it's the end of the week, and man, I do not like to end the week this way, right? Hope you guys had a very productive week. We've been trying to put out some videos to help encourage you guys to get through these times. Oh my gosh. You know, uncertainty, right, in your life breeds negativity, and it also breeds complacency, right? Because when all the stuff that you have going on, that we have going on, especially in America and all the places around the globe right now, there's so much stress and out of the ordinary going on. It really affects your daily life, right? So that's why we're saying you want to keep your ear to the ground, but you do not want to get consumed by this stuff, right? Now, I actually had another subscriber send me this information. I'm following the story closely. I saw it first on Twitter, and then I had someone email me the story, but then our news in Missouri started blowing up because we have a very good attorney general. And I'm going to explain to you guys just a little bit on how the system works and why if your attorney general is not speaking up for you in your own state, that's a problem, right? Attorney generals have a lot of power in the state, okay? Especially with all the last stuff for the last 2 years, and a lot of the things that we're going to be talking about coming up is going to rest heavy on your attorney general of your state, right? So make sure you know who your attorney general is. If you guys have any elections coming up, you know, just don't go vote straight ticket. Learn who these people are, because on both sides, they're infiltrating. So they're saying that they're an R, or they're saying that they're a D, and then when they get there, they're a liar, right? So you got to investigate the people that you're going to vote for. Don't just be the lazy voter, tick, tick, tick. This ain't the test in school where you fill out the ovals anymore. You actually have to do your homework. No just filling and chilling. All right, so we got a problem with the FBI in here in America. What first fell on my radar, I'm going to try to slow down here a little bit. I get excited about these news stories because, man, this stuff is getting kind of crazy. So what we got on my radar here is that the FBI randomly showed up at a gun owner's home, right? Just a regular gun owner who had filled out his paperwork to buy some guns, and then he went home. Now, he had a doorbell cam, and he has this all videotaped. I'm going to show you guys right now, but the gist of it is the FBI agents have a list, okay, and they're actually working through the list of people who registered to buy firearms, and now they're showing up at your house, and they want to see your firearms. Okay? Red flag. No one sees your firearms. No one comes on your property. Do not answer questions. All right, guys? They're trying to soften you up. Everything they do, I'm just going to tell you, is for the long game. Okay? They're not going to come with FBI agents today and take your guns, but they're going to soften you up. They're going to have these guys go out and knock on doors and, hey, we're just your friendly FBI agents, and we're just making sure everyone's safe and that you're not selling guns. See, they always have all these other reasons why they think they're there, but they're not. They're just using that as a reason. We think you might be selling guns that you're buying legally, and we want to see those guns here at your house. They have zero right to do it. None. Do not comply. All right, I'm going to give you that video clip right now.
All I'm doing is verifying that you have it. You got 2 different purchases. Mm-hmm. If you have them, I'm out of here. That's how quick it is. Yeah. You have them with you by any chance? Are they? If you can unload them and bring them out, or you can go out to your foyer here, check them out by serial number, and we're out of here.
That's it?
Yep.
That's it. It'll take 5 seconds.
The reason we're out here is we're obviously gun violence has been an uptick, so we want to make sure we've been having a lot of issues with straw purchases. So one of the things indicators that we get is somebody makes a large gun purchase, and then a lot of times we've been there and like, oh, those guns got taken. We're like,
so the idea is when you purchase more than 2 guns at a time, it generates a multiple sale report. It comes to us and we have to check them out. Okay. That's all that is. You did nothing wrong. Did absolutely zero. I noticed that you were stopped in Philly, though, right, with one of your guns?
Now, seriously, it wasn't like maybe 3 or 4 days later after that video clip, and I was like, that's kind of weird. You know what I mean? Like that's not in their scope of job. That's not in anything that they do. They have no legal right to actually come to your home and ask to see your weapons. Zero. Remember, they started the list, the FBI list, the background check list. It's not going to be a list where we know who has firearms. We just want to make sure that the people that get the firearms are legal, law-abiding citizens. All that's a scam too. right? Everyone should have a firearm. I don't care if you're crazy or not, okay? Yeah, that's right. True libertarian here, right? And if you're crazy and I'm not crazy and you have a firearm and I have one, I'll stop crazy, right? That's just how it goes. Don't let them trick you guys into accepting restrictions for your safety, right? What did Benjamin Franklin say? He said, if you exchange safety for your freedom, you will have neither. So they're working on you, on your psyche, on your kids' psyche. That's the main thing. About government control, about we're here to help, about you don't know what you're doing, but we know better. All that stuff, right? Like you have to have chemicals in your body to be healthy. Like you can't just live the way God made us and be healthy, right? So just pay attention to this stuff. Now, what happens a couple of days later after I saw that on Twitter and I was like, oh my gosh, is that really going to start happening? Here we go. Missouri sheriff refuses to release gun owner info to the FBI. I will go down with the ship if need be. That's why one of the reasons why I love Missouri. Another thing you have to do is investigate the place where you want to go live, right? You want to make sure it has good rainfall. You want to, if you're going to live off grid or if you're going to be self-sustainable, you got to make sure that you have a good growing season so you can grow 90% of your own food like Doug and Stacy do. You're going to make sure they don't have any rules and regulations so you can build a cool log cabin like this without having some pencil pushing, nose glass wearing person come by who's probably never built anything and tell you that that's wrong, this is wrong, that's wrong, do it over, pay your fines, pay your fees, right? That's why, another reason why we moved to Missouri, right? So you have to do your investigations on where you live because Missouri is still a freedom-loving, constitutional appreciated state. They're trying to chip away at it, but so far that's still what it is. A sheriff in Missouri has refused to release gun owner information to the FBI, even though the agency threatened to arrest him. Do not give in. Make them arrest you. If they tell me that I'm going to arrest you if you do not comply with my unconstitutional order, I will be arrested, right? So don't be scared, okay? That's what they try to do. They try to intimidate you. Republicans, Scotland County Sheriff, they had to throw that in, right? He's a Republican. See how they do that? They're divide and conquer, divide and conquer, divide and conquer. Republican Scotland County Sheriff Brian Whitney wrote to residents in his community on Monday about the planned audit of Missouri gun owner records. Do you understand that? The FBI has contacted the Sheriff's Department in Missouri and they're wanting to know all the people in the state of Missouri who have registered firearms. This is not just Missouri. This is going to be all the conservative states. This is what they're going to do, and they're going to come trying to knock on your door and trying to talk about, let me see your weapons, and do not let them on your property, and do not engage in any conversation with them. Know your rights, you guys. Do not be scared, all right? As the sheriff of Scotland County, I want all my citizens to know that I will not allow, cooperate, or release any concealed carry weapon information to the FBI, even at the threat of federal arrest, said Whitney. Point blank, I go down with the ship if need be, he added, according to Fox News. You guys, that's the mentality that we need. We have to band together. People in authority, if you're listening, police officers, military men, you swore an oath to the Constitution, not to the dictators telling you what to do and to break your Constitution. Take your oath seriously. This is the line in the sand, okay? You have to take your oath seriously. You have to die for that oath. You have to die for what you believe in. It's that important, okay? And this man is willing to do that. And that's what I like. And now we'll touch base a little bit on the Amos Miller story. If Amos Miller would have got a hold of his sheriff, the sheriff could have told the marshals to pound sand and to get off his property and not come back. Okay? Because there's a law order of things. And you guys need to learn what that is so then you can flex your legal muscle so you don't lose all of your rights. The more you guys let them, claim these mandates. Mandates are no more than just a snatching of your freedoms, okay? We do not do mandates in our country, right? So that was the first problem that we had 2 years ago. It was allowing mandates, okay? That's dictatorship at its finest, right? Under the guise of safety. All right, here we go. Missouri Attorney General Eric Schmidt, who is a very good Attorney General, also sent a letter to the FBI Director Christopher Wray criticizing I don't know what just happened. You know how when you're reading these articles, the page flips around because they want to put their advertising on there? So hang on there. Missouri Attorney General Eric Schmidt also sent a letter to the FBI Director for Christopher Wray criticizing the decision. The FBI has absolutely no business poking around in the private information of those who have obtained a concealed carry permit in Missouri, Schmidt wrote. Right? So guys, I'm just trying to bring you guys this information. This is not going to go away. Do not get lulled into complacency, okay? Those vaccine passports are going to show up, right? They're going to try to mandate you have one. They're just giving you some sleepy time. They're giving you some frog in the pot time, right? Do not let up on this stuff. They are going to circle it back around, okay? They have billions of dollars invested in the system already. They're going to slow leak it out over there, and they're going to try to leak it in here. We have to stand united, you guys. We cannot put up with this stuff, right? So know your constitutional rights. Know your property rights. This probably could be one of my most important videos this week or this year or in the whole 5 years we've been putting up videos, right? It's time to start exercising your rights and stop going along just to get along, all right? And any unlawful, unconstitutional, or unbiblical order that comes out of that white building on the East Coast, I will not comply. Because it is my moral obligation as a sane, prudent, individual who cares about my fellow man and who lives in America under the law of the Constitution, which gives states, it's a contract between the states to keep the federal government out of my business, right? So that's what we have to remember, guys. Man. That's all I got for you today. I don't know. I just wanted to bring that to you guys. This is going to start happening in your states. Talk to your attorney generals. Find out who your attorney generals are. They hold a lot of power, a lot more power than you think. And those they're going to have to stand in the gap, y'all. Your sheriffs and your attorney generals are going to be the first ones to stand in the gap. And for y'all living in other states and stuff, make sure you're keeping an eye on how they're responding, right, to what happens in your state. Right? I mean, even New York is still super crazy. The gun stuff gets shut down by the SCOTUS, the Supreme Court of the United States, right? They say, oh no, New York has every right for every person to have a gun, to conceal carry, and to protect themselves. So immediately after that decision comes out, the New York governor, she's crazy, she comes out and they're trying to make new laws and rules, right? Just like with the Roe v. Wade, right? They're trying to everything right now is about circumventing the law, in case you haven't noticed. They're going around, sending out FBI agents to your home to look at your weapons. That's circumventing the Constitution. It's circumventing the law, right? They have no legal authority to do it, yet they are, because they think you guys are soft heads and you're going to comply, right? I got tons of stuff to do today. I'm doing a big project on this wood lot. I don't know if you guys want to know about it, but I'm just battling in my head about it because it's pretty cool, right? But at the same time, it's a little something different. And sometimes you guys don't like a little something different. And sometimes, like 2 years ago, you jump all over something different. And then you find out, man, this something different ain't no good at all. All right, now I'm just rambling. You guys have a great day. If you're not subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to our channel. We do not do news stories all the time. We do 100% off-grid homestead living. We have great systems. We've been out here 13 years. We're not YouTube false teachers. I'll just say it like that, right? There are people on YouTube and other social media that act like they're doing this lifestyle, but they are not doing this lifestyle. They're making a video and they're putting up pictures, but they're not actually full on living this lifestyle, guys. So beware of the false teachers. Watch out for your attorney general in your state. Keep your head on a swivel so you know what's going on. I got some other information about your security. Leave a comment down below if you want to know about that video. And you guys answered the last video and you said that you want to know about the other stuff that I've been investigating, so I'm going to start bringing it on, all right? You guys have a great day. Hope you are productive. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you guys on the next video, right? Hit that thumbs up on the way out, would you?